Hello everybody, this is AK. I'm back. So some of us might remember that it wasn't so long ago when there was a lot of noise directed at OCBC. It had to do with suggestions actually that they should increase their dividend payout, right? Because they were sitting on a lot of capital. Right, and it wasn't so long ago when OCBC had the highest CET1 or Common Equity Tier 1 ratio compared, to DBS and UOB. I think it was 15 point something percent. It had a higher CET1 ratio. So it had a lot of capital and it wasn't putting it to productive use. That's why if you can't find any use for your money, I might as well give some of it back to the shareholders. And at that time, there was speculation and that OCBC might be looking at some acquisitions, specifically in Indonesia. And in fact, the CEO herself said that they were looking at possible opportunities. But of course, that didn't happen, right? And many of us were actually worried that they would just anyhow buy one Indonesian bank, just for the sake of growing, for the sake of expanding. But that didn't happen. So that's a good thing because it shows that the management is not trigger happy and they just suka go and buy something, right? And later on, they did increase the dividend payout and 50% payout became official, and the dividends went up by 40%, and that made all the shareholders very happy, right? But apparently they have not stopped thinking of about growing in Indonesia, their business presence in Indonesia, and they have gone and found something to acquire. So this is in the news. The latest news is that OCBC wishes to announce that its subsidiary PT Bank OCBC has on November the 16th entered into a share sale and purchase agreement to acquire 99% of the issued ordinary shares of PT Bank Commonwealth from Commonwealth Bank of Australia. Right, and they also intend to acquire the remaining 1% of the issued ordinary shares from the other shareholders. Right, so then you wonder how much is this going to cost, right? Because we are always worried when one of our investments decides to buy something, because where are they going to get their money from and how much is it going to cost? Do we as shareholders need to contribute, for example? Well, this is a very small purchase, apparently, relatively small, considering the size of OCBC. The total cash consideration for the proposed acquisition is approximately $191 million, Singapore dollars, $191 million. And apparently this bank focuses on retail and small and medium-sized enterprises and provides a range of banking and wealth management products, right? And apparently there is very little overlap, right, in customer relationships between OCBC Indonesia and this proposed acquisition. So it's going to be accretive, right? You'll create synergies and strengthen the franchise of OCBC Indonesia. That's a good thing. And also, it has been revealed that OCBC Indonesia has sufficient resources to fund this acquisition. So no worries. Like I say, it's a very small sum of money for OCBC, $191 million. And what is even more interesting is that the acquisition is done at about 0.5 times to 0.6 times price to book. So it's at a steep discount to valuation. I think OCBC has done a very good job of bargain hunting. And this is value for money, right? 0.5 times to 0.6 times price to book. And OCBC currently is trading at 1.1 times price to book. So this is going to add value, right, to OCBC. I mean, it's not a big purchase, but it's still going to add value, right? Now, we wonder if this is going to impact earnings and dividends going forward? Well, it is going to strengthen OCBC Indonesia. I mean, it will help them make more money, and it will trickle down to shareholders as 50% of earnings will be paid to shareholders. So yes, but I don't think it's going to be a very big impact. Like I say, it's a small, pretty small purchase, right? So, but still, it's a good buy. BUY, buy, and not BYE. So this is just a very quick update about what's happening at OCBC, and good news for us OCBC shareholders, right? So if AK can talk to himself, so can you. Bye bye.